right. Welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. First off, shout out to our sponsors. First up, Defend Hawaii. If you go on defendhawaii.com, check out what they have, apparel, hats, whatever. Upon checkout, use promo code ATBPOD and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next up, we have iRep Detail Supply. You go to irepdetailsupply.com, check out what they have. They have a whole bunch of waxes, soaps, whatever you need to detail your car, making it look brand new. Go to their website. Upon checkout, use the same thing, promo code ATBPOD, and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Last up, we have Hawaii Candy Factory. If you go to hawaiicandyfactory.com, check out what they have. They have a whole bunch of snacks, gummies, lihimui, gushers, nerds, whatever. Go check out what they have. Upon checkout, same thing, ATB Pod promo code, and you'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. All right. So my guest today, I met at the gym. He showed me his art on his phone and on Instagram. He's an artist, a muralist, Mr. TEHRELL Porter. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, it was cracking, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I really was blown away. Like I meet a lot of people at the gym and they're always like talking themselves up and it's all cool. But when I seen your art, I was like, oh man, this guy is different. And I was blown away with a lot of your murals, but that Longa Surveil one you just did kind of hit. I know a lot of people in the music industry and yeah. How'd you get inspired to do that? Obviously he passed away, but did someone ask you to or?
Friend of a friend's family member. So
okay.
You know Konishiki?
Yeah.
So Konishi's little cousin hit me up and me and Konishiki and Junior, we met all at the same time. And they basically, you know, he always kept in contact with me and he wanted me to, you know, share my gifts with them and everything. So I told him, yeah. I was like, pull up. I got you.
How long does it take for you to do one of these murals? Like small one.
Well, that one in particular, it took about 7 hours or something like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, about 7 hours. If it was more, so like I just recently did a DJ Khaled one.
Yeah, I seen that one.
That one took about 8 hours, 9 hours, or something like that.
You just go nonstop, or?
Yeah, I just go nonstop till I get it done. But sometimes I come to a point where it's, you know, I'll forget about everything. I just get into this focus tunnel vision type of thing, and then I don't want to do anything. It kind of messes up my, you know, my train of thought if I do something else, and I won't do something else with the mindset that I would want to do it because I'm so focused on what I'm doing and what I want to do. So I would go about doing something else, like a little bit more irritated or something like that.
That makes sense.
I'm kind of less authentic, so I tend to just set my time aside and focus on what I love to do at that time.
So are you originally from Hawaii?
No, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I was a keiki back here back in '98.
Okay.
I went to elementary school at Wahiwa Elementary School.
Okay. So you pretty much grew up in Hawaii then, for the most part.
I stayed here about eight months back in '98, and then we moved.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then we came back. I came back in 2010, March 20th, and I stayed.
What brought you back here?
I just wanted to reconnect with my mom. She stayed here back in '98, and us and the kids, well, all her kids, we left our parents and we started a better life on in Indianapolis. That side of the family. It's just hard times being on the island and stuff like that.
Shit is still pretty hard.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
I used to remember so many fish in Waikiki Beach like back in '98. When I came back, it was like no fish,
oh yeah, that's
just
how it
people.
is. Yeah. That's
I
how it's
thought that,
been, bro. Everybody's fishing this island out, man. It's kind of sad.
yeah,
I had a diver on before on the show, and he was explaining to
or,
me how if they were to just stop fishing certain spots 3 months at a time, it'd make a huge difference. But it's like
that,
good luck trying to get people to
I mean,
stop. That's
yeah, yeah,
the Kahalu noises, bro.
yeah. Ain't cats out there.
Yeah.
These cats are going wild out here.
Same here, bro. Can't even get the same. It's either cats or chickens running around.
Yeah,
I guess you can't complain about that. It's better than snakes and coyotes. Fuck.
yeah, yeah. I can't deal with that. Yeah, I don't deal with no snakes and no coyotes. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
or freaking big spiders. That would blow.
Yeah, man,
So,
those spiders are something. I'm thinking about painting a spider next.
oh,
Actually, like a 3D spider. I'm gonna do it.
I won't look at that one. I don't know. I got a phobia of spiders. Not too bad. Like my one of my best friends, bro. I had to come to his car because he was parked in Kalihi because there was a
Uh,
spider in it and he wasn't gonna get in. I was like, brah. Sometimes you just gotta man up.
right, let's get in the car and just
Yeah. And
get
he's
the
from
broom.
Kahalu too, bro. They got enough freaking weird bugs and shit over there.
Yeah, they like warm areas and things that vibrate a lot
Yeah.
too. So
So
that's
what,
what
how
that.
how did you when did you learn you had this gift of art at a young
Um,
age or
yeah, it was around like it's probably like 10 years old or something like that. My sisters were a big influence with artwork because I used to see them draw like Looney Tunes and stuff all the time back in the day. And when we moved away from Hawaii to Indianapolis in '99, we ended up moving in with our aunties and stuff, which was like a little bit more of a stricter household where gotta anything below a C is like, I mean, anything, yeah, if anything below a C is like terrible. So, yeah, which is like worldwide, right? But
yeah.
we used to get put on punishment for months at a time, and yeah, so I couldn't go outside, I couldn't do nothing but read, no TV, no nothing. So, and reading made me sleepy, so I would just draw the pictures in the books. You remember like those zoo books back in the day? They had them zoo books.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think National Geographic was putting them out. So I would just basically just draw all the dolphins and stuff in there, all the animals, mostly sea life and flowers and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's how I started out too. And I just kept getting on punishment, so
The skills
I
kept
just
growing.
like, yeah. So that's pretty much how that happened. Fast forward into like high school when I was 13, I saw this guy airbrushing. It came to like an after school program. And it was like showing us like about the airbrushing, which was like he was a friend of mine, but he was like a senior when I was a freshman, and then he graduated. He came back and showed us his new skill that he had learned, and I ended up asking for an airbrush for Christmas. So after that, started airbrushing hats and T-shirts at school. I was like 13 years old. 6 months in painting, like practicing with it, I picked it up pretty well. and I was making like $400 a day, like doing airbrush and t-shirts and hats. We were pretty much in the murder capital. It goes Chicago, Indiana, and then it spills into California for like the number one, which is just terrible. So I was making all my money mostly off of RIP T-shirts and stuff like that, memorials and
Oh,
things
I
of that.
see.
So that's where the $400 pretty much came from every day. Um, and then uh, I just I just got quit. Well, I moved back to Hawaii back in 2010. I moved out of the house when I was like 17. Got my own apartment. I went to court, filed for to be independent. And when I was 16, I had filed to be independent, and then I got my apartment when I was 17. I was still in high school, and then I was ended up getting a job at a hospital, and I quit painting for some time because it just got like overwhelming because like some of those people that end up on shirts are your friends and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Just became I just be, became like the neighborhood obituary type of thing. I was like, I'm not feeling this, so I just put it down for a while. I think after I moved to Hawaii, I didn't pick it back up until 2010s, maybe like 2012.
Oh,
So
so
I
you took a
stopped.
long break then.
Yeah, 2 years I didn't paint. Like nobody in Hawaii knew I even did artwork. I just was known for playing basketball in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Doing dishes at you know, I was at Moki's Bread and Breakfast doing dishes because I grew up Kailua side
Yeah, yeah.
that time. Moki's Bread and Breakfast. There was Cactus in Kailua at some point, and
Yeah.
then I ended up doing art again. I was like, I'm gonna get back into it, and then I ended up painting the windows. Well, my very first mural was at this tattoo shop right by the 7-Eleven over there. I did their back door, but it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay. Was that Aloha Tattoo?
I think so. It's next to the 7-Eleven Taco Bell area.
Yeah, yeah.
There's that tattoo shop right next to there. So yeah, I did their back door. It was like a mariachi girl with a sombrero on, like tattoo style, black and white, tear dropping out the eye, roses and sombreros and stuff like that. Yeah, the guy paid me like $200. Well, we agreed on 200, but he gave me 180. And then I ended up doing stuff at Boston's Pizza on their windows. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Nobody's taking me seriously because I don't have anybody on my resume that I
Mm.
could be like, hey, look at my work. This is like um, 2014. No, this was like 2000. Yeah, it's 2012. Dang, that was still 2012. And spilling into 2013. Yeah, that was 2012. Wow. And then like eventually I got a job at Whole Foods doing like I moved to a farm for a while in 2013. I moved to a farm and then I just studied artwork. I quit my job doing security at like Louis Vuitton and working
Okay.
stuff like that, API security. And yeah, I quit that and I walked out like a Chanel one day and got like a tattoo and then moved to a farm in Waianae. It's called Waianae. It's called Art and Cultural. It's called Mountain Farm Art and Cultural Village. And I got invited over there just to work the farm. I was paying like $100 on a couch, for a couch in Kaneohe across from the cemetery, Kamehameha Highway. And then, yeah, so I just paid my $100 there for the couch. Just kept my stuff there and then just stayed at the farm. I ended up building myself a teepee, like out of 16 bamboos and like a half a boat sail.
Oh
I cut
shit,
them.
you was like ghettoing it up kind.
Yeah, I was. Well, I mean, the farm was 5 acre farm. It was all vegetarian farm, outdoor kitchen and stuff like that, outdoor showers and stuff. But as far as like living quarters, there were no living quarters. So you either had to prop up a tent or build something. So I was like, fuck this, I want a teepee. You know, yeah, cut a semicircle into a donated boat sail, and then just kind of stuck some sticks up there. The diameter was like 30 feet, so it was like really spacious up in there. And best sleep ever, bro.
Oh
What I learned,
yeah.
because a lot of like Native Americans would just fly in and they would come kick it over there. It was like, yeah, the reason why um, they built teepees because negative energy gets stuck in the corners. Like
Oh.
spider webs, spiders like to stay in the corners because they know a fly can get caught trying to make that right angle, trying to fly and stuff, and
Huh.
they'll get them. So when you sleep in a teepee, all the energy just kind of circulates out of there.
That makes
Pretty
sense.
cool. Man, my dreams are like crazy in there. So yeah, I was. So when I was there, I just studied. I, I was vegetarian. I grew everything I ate, and for 8 months, and just studied my artwork. Just kind of like redefine um, like what things meant to me. Like, what's the color? What do these colors mean to me? What do these trees mean to me? Like, getting close to the Aina out here was like the best decision I ever made in my life. It was like one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself is like growing something and feeding it to yourself. And I learned like other things, like you really get to slow down and have some solitude. Um, like I learned that like things I started looking for things that were honest or like pick topics, just journal and like sketch and stuff like that. Or like pick topics like, what are things that are honest to me daily, like automatic. And I was like, well shit, these plants, these trees, stuff like that. And I was looking at these trees and I was like, man, that tree is like committed. It ain't going nowhere. It's just gonna stay there. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
some like really artsy stuff. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, this tree committed. It ain't going nowhere. Um, Unless somebody pull it out the ground or something like that. And I was like, well, what is pulling it out the ground? I was like, well, the sun and the moon pulling it out the ground. And I was like, dang, well, that's something that's real faithful to it. So I was like, well, that's probably why it's committed because it rides with something that's faithful to it. So it's like, so I started picking out these different truths in nature and trying to formulate how I could portray it in my art later on, like through sculpting. I haven't got a chance to sculpt, get to that point yet. Just kind of just doing the due diligence to get the funds to do that. So I'll paint other things that mean a lot to me, like inspiration for music, like DJ Khaled, of course, Kobe Bryant, um, and the whole Kobe Bryant and the Mamacita family and stuff like that, and things that are just that keep me going and keep me having good inspiration. So that was one of the things that I learned on the farm, and which helped my studying and kind of relearn. I kind of relearned how to learn and kind of I want to say just kind of my critical thinking is just basically changed. It's like dynamic and shape to where it could like just really just grasp the world. I guess like I can see different, type of stuff.
That's pretty cool. Your college was pretty much at that farm then.
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty much, I'm kind of. It's like, well, when I started the business, that's when like that's how I feel what was college. The other side, I guess, like the graduation or something like that of college was like not graduation, but like just I guess the bachelor's of it would be like getting in the field type of thing.
Yeah.
And that was something that was pretty interesting. So what I did was I would take on anything because usually before I would be like, nah, I'm not really good at this, or nah, I'm not. I'm a little insecure in this area. I'm not gonna be painting faces and doing stuff like that. After I got off the farm, I was like, you know what, I'm good. You know what I mean? I know how to teach myself now. So there's nothing that I can't do. And like all insecurities are like out the window. You know, this fire and this drive was just kind of allowing me to do what I needed to do.
So you got confident in your skills.
Like yeah, I got more confidence. So I would just take on projects. I didn't know how to paint waves. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna paint a wave today. And then I would just paint it, keep on going. Sometimes I would just use a little bit more paint than I should have. And then I started learning stuff about marginal costs in that area and figuring out like, hey, what's the best way to do this? And what's the best way to make it look beautiful for your client as well too. So I just though so that college for me was like the opposite of college because I was taking on assignments and instead of me paying the professor to give me an assignment that they have mastered, I would take on assignments and get paid for it and then study at least in my avenue because if you're a doctor, you don't need the skills. You just can't go cutting up some random dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with all that confidence, just trying to cut somebody else.
That's kind
Yeah.
of cool. So you kind of learned on the fly and I mean, obviously it's a business now for you. So you had to get some kind of business sense and that always comes with trial and error. I mean, with me also, you learn it feels like you have a good heart, so people might try to take advantage. So that's where you got to kind of find the
Oh yeah.
balance where this is the business. I get
Mm,
paid for a certain um aspect of my talent and I have to label it being certain value so that you don't get ripped off. And I guess it can get sketchy. I know
mhm.
people that tattoo and it gets into that kind of area. Oh, you're my friend or whatever. It's like, bruh, if you're my friend, then you can understand that I do this for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like so how
straight up.
did you navigate through the business world of what you do?
So basically, I came up with a plan. I had sat down. I was like, look, like I'm not, I'm not about to, I just had a conversation with myself. I was like, I'm at a point, where I've done a few projects to where, I have that confidence now where I was at that point where it just started and everything. Then I'm not about to, accept. I'm just say no. You know, I had
That's
to
a strong
learn
word. Yep.
just learn how to say no. What I also did was I was like, well, gas. Going all these places. Showing your portfolio and stuff like that. It was like, I had to figure out how to shave down prices on everything as far as like just just keeping money in my pocket. So like gas was like a big deal. So because I had a gas guzzler. So what I would do is I would go on Google and I would look up. I would make 10 cold calls a day. Go on Google, look up new projects in Hawaii, and figure out what's being built. Do they have you know, call somebody and just figure out what's going on to see what avenue that you can fit in, and eventually, like you'll catch like two fish here. If you call up music studios, call up restaurants. It's a big thing in Hawaii. All the restaurants want murals,
Mm.
fitness gyms, all that. Any gyms. Some if you're doing it for school, it's probably gonna be free, but it's a good tax write off
Yeah.
because you know, and it's good for the kids too.
Yeah.
That tax write off though, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
So so the plan that I had came up with was I was still broke. I wasn't making no money. So if I'm gonna be saying no, then you at least got to have some other source of income coming in. So I was like, you know what? I'm going back to doing dishes. You know, I'm great at it, but I'm gonna pick a place where a well-known place. You know, like Target or fucking or excuse me or somewhere where they got a big name. So I picked Whole Foods because I was in Kailua again.
Okay.
So I picked Whole Foods. I was like, get any job I can get up in there, and then try to paint a mural in there, even if it's for free, because at least it'll be on my terms. At that time, I told myself also that if I'm gonna get this job, then I need to make sure that I'm painting more hours than I am working at the job, because otherwise, then the job is going to end up owning you basically.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, it's like you sink, and you know all the goals, and you
It's
flop the
put on the
contract,
back burner.
and
Yeah.
it's just yeah. I went through that for like a good 2 months, and then the third month, somebody had finally asked. It was like, um, I mean, they said something. They was like, "Oh, we're renovating the break room, so don't go up in the break room." I was like, "Oh, what y'all doing in there?" I was like, "Oh, we're painting it this color, this that, and the other. Put some tables in there." I was like, "Oh, you should have me paint a mural in there." And they didn't believe that I did artwork, you know. So I showed them my work, and they was like, "Oh, dang!" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "In a way, you can get in contact with somebody to see if I can get finance for this mural." I was like, "No, it's not really gonna work like that." They was lazy, so I was like, "All right, well, put me on, just put me on the hours. You know, give me more hours. I'll paint this mural, and I'll get it that way." So I did that. I painted a wave in their break room, and then made cold calls after I got that done, and I made that wave look just nice as I could.
Is it
To
still
make it
there?
look, I don't know. I ain't been in there.
I should find out.
It might be. Hopefully, I mean, you know, new management comes in, they go out, But cause yeah, so I took that to Cool Little Ranch. So my wife had an interview at Cool Little Ranch. Turns out she wasn't even supposed to be there. They was like, "What interview?" I was like, "What are you doing? What are you even doing here?" So while she was in there doing the interview, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go up in here and try to get my own little interview." So went in there asking questions like, "Hey, my name is Terrell Porter. I'm an artist specializing in painting murals. Here's some of my work. And I did this for this, that, and the other Whole Foods." And they was like, "Oh, Whole Foods, let me see that." I was like, "Yeah, the plan did work." So, and then they was like, "Oh, you need to talk to this guy named Frank." I was like, "Frank's in a meeting right now." I was like, "Oh, just tell him, you know, to hit me up after all that." And then I started walking down the stairs, you know, them big long stairs. And then this guy comes out, and he was like, "Hey, you Terrell?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm Terrell." I was like, "Hey, you Frank?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm Frank." And then I sat down, and I showed him all my work, and then I ended up painting. I'm still painting with Cool Little Ranch to this day. It's like 6 years ago, and they basically hired me for all that year. You know, like I painted their pretty much. I painted their whole um movie tour, the bunker movie tour.
Mm.
where they go in the World War II bunker. So I get to paint in a historical World War II bunker, and and I'm the tour basically, and painted a lot. I've painted so many things for them, and I don't even know this cat, but yeah, I painted so many things for them. I'm really grateful. They the ones who like really believed in me and everything. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I quit my job like 1 month after that, and I haven't looked back ever since. Because then once I had Whole Foods and cool little ranch under my belt, I could pretty much ask a good range of people. Um,
It's good
so then,
cloud, huh?
yeah, I guess good clout. And then eventually I had look cat. You're gonna have to go, little buddy. Um, so eventually I had went to no. Eventually I had got a call to do a mural for Hart, for the train station. And then there was like a 4 block mural of the barricades out there. It's like a barricaded area where they're gonna put a station up, and basically it's just depicting the history of Kaka'ako. So I had to like
Oh,
dig deep. Like I went all the way back from the 1700s, all the way up to 2019.
that
The
was
mural.
you who did that? I work in Kakako, yo.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, I did it all by myself. It took me like 2 months. I
It's
slept
like
in my truck.
plantation stuff and all kind of
Uh
crazy.
huh. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
The one behind Down to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. It's just welcome to Kaka'ako. Yeah, excuse me.
Were you ever involved with powwow?
No, I never got a chance to really work with them. They seem to have their own, tight knit family. They
Yeah,
got, which is a beautiful thing. I haven't got a chance to work with them, but I
that's
mean, if they
cool.
ever hit me up, I mean, I'm not gonna like. I, I don't see myself like filling out any applications or anything like that. 'Cause, I
Yeah,
got all my own things going on. But if they ever like hit me up, because I'm like right around the corner, like instead of like all the way overseas, the guys in
yeah.
Fort Greene, stuff like that.
Did
Yeah,
you
I'm
check
down.
out that Bishop Museum exhibit they had?
No, but
Oh, that was pretty cool.
I was in LA when that was going on
Mm.
during that time because I was painting actually a 3 block mural. It's the longest Kobe Bryant mural in LA during that time, and I
How
was
did how did you get
finished.
asked to do that one?
I still make my cold calls. Put
Oh,
it like that.
really?
And I went from making cold calls in Hawaii to LA because I always wanted to paint in LA, and I really wanted to paint a Kobe mural out there too. I wanted to see because I wanted to. Yeah, LA just seems like a more artsy vibe, so
Yeah.
as well. And yeah, so I ended up stumbling across this building through a website called beautifyearth.com. And I decided to call them up. It's like, hey, you found anybody to do your mural? It's like, yeah, we want a Kobe mural. We haven't found anybody. The budget was like $5,000 for a 3 block mural. I'm talking about it's 3 blocks. I'm like, you crazy. But I mean, let me see if I can squeeze some more money out of you, like, cause like that's not even the paint,
Yeah.
for all that. And so yeah, they're talking about clear coating and everything. I was like, oh no.
Jeez.
So they didn't understand though. It's we're a luxury muralist are. So
Yeah.
uh, looking into that and seeing how that works is it's kind of new for a lot of folks. Yeah, so this was the main graffiti building in downtown Los Angeles. It's pretty much in this dead in the center, the Staples Center or the crypto arena, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah.
house that Kobe built is like
Yeah.
3 blocks or 4 blocks away from it, from Fig Road. So it's on Broadway, Venice and Hill Street. And yeah, so I ended up just painting that whole mural. Eventually, I met some pretty cool artists along the way that are really close friends of mine now. And I decided to allow them to paint on the mural too. So there's out of that mural, there's 4 of them that I didn't paint, and the rest of them I did. And
That's
I eventually
insane.
got recognized later on by Vanessa Brown
Oh
and
wow.
Natalia Bryan too. And yeah, she gave me a repost and everything. And she's
She
just
gave you
been,
shoes too, huh?
yeah, she's been really sweet to me. And she gave me the new sweaters that just came out, and she got,
Oh wow.
yeah, she designed it herself and everything.
Oh, how that must have felt crazy. You drew something of her late husband and daughter, and
Hmm.
it touched her so much that she's kind of reaching out to you. That must have been a crazy feeling.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was pretty, yeah, I was elated. I didn't know, I don't know how to describe that feeling. I felt like I don't know, I felt saluted, you know.
Yeah,
I just
that's
felt saluted.
legit.
Um yeah, yeah, she kept on, yeah, I ended up being one of her favorites. Um yeah, she's gonna be doing a documentary too. I'm gonna be part of that too. I'm gonna
Oh,
be
that's
having a basketball
sick.
court. Hopefully, I get to design a basketball court for her too, because for the Mamacita Foundation as well.
She just won a lawsuit for that also, huh?
Yeah,
Donated everything to it. I just heard about that.
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, she's
super
feeling
cool.
good. She's feeling.
Yeah, yeah, good for her. That's crazy. So you must be inspired by Kobe. You must be a huge fan then.
Yeah, yeah. The whole family, they're pretty. Yeah, they're amazing people.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
So
can.
so I gotta ask, who's better, him or Jordan? Who's the
Um,
best ever to do it? Who's the GOAT?
man, I mean, Jordan's Jordan. I believe that they're their own unique element to the game, and I feel like they both provide a secret sauce. You know,
Yeah,
like Allen Iverson provided a secret sauce, but he ain't got no championships.
that's
But it's
true.
but it's funny like how the way that people talk about Iverson and the way that people talk about Michael Jordan, and they're all different.
Yep.
I believe yeah, they all have they all come from different tribes, but they they all just they all eat the same food or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all different. They all familiar with the same vegetables or something like that. They got the recipe.
Yep. That's
Uh,
true.
they got the heart of the recipe. Like I don't know.
Little bit different errors too,
Mm.
could
It's
have
like
been
how
could have been weird. Could have been different if they were in the same solid era at the same time.
you know
Yeah.
they're like out here like you don't know like my mom, she Cambodian and Vietnamese, like, and everybody got their different way of making pho. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But the bean sprouts is gonna be in there. The rice noodles is gonna be in there. All that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I see that. But I'm Kobe all day though. I'm
Yeah.
Kobe. I like his recipe. It fits my tribe. So
That's cool. So who else inspires you? I feel like you get a lot of inspiration, like you said, from nature, but also music.
yeah, music. I'm an old head. I love the oldies. So Ray Charles is pretty much a huge
Oh,
inspiration. Yeah. Um, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, like just the fact that they're blind too is like a huge thing to me too, because um, you like I don't know, like because it's on a different it's like the opposite. It's not the opposite. It's like it's different. Like
Yeah.
I what we do is music for the eyes, but like what is music for music? You know, I mean, what's music for the ears? Like I can never like
Yeah.
do anything. So, like
Always
they
always
paint.
said yeah, exactly. My
Yeah.
friend is a DJ, like one of my best friends a DJ. And I
Uh,
always trip out because I know a lot of musical artists, and I always say I wish I could hear music the way they hear music, because
yeah.
they don't hear it like how I hear it. Just like for artists, they see art differently than how I would. I would see certain things, but you guys would see color schemes, palettes, like you guys would see art and in a different way. And I always would be jealous because like I wish I could hear music the way like musical artists hear music. It must be something
Yeah,
special. Same
exactly.
something
Yeah.
similar, you know what I mean?
Uh, yeah, with on the painting side of it, I'm sure it's with music too. That is it comes from like a feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like so one of the it's like comes from like solitude, right? So from solitude creates art, from art creates a culture, and from a culture creates a village, you know. So that's like kind of like the same foundational thing the music probably has too. It has to start with like music makes you feel something, art you want to make somebody feel something. It
And
all
it
comes with
blends together perfect too, you know what I mean?
hey, what is that about? Like for me, like on the engineering side, as far as that type of artwork, like I think it's like God given because like those things that you get was like are like gifts. Like if you all right, you picture a piano in your head, right, or a violin or something like that. Now make it like where did the violin even come from? You know, where the piano? How you come up with a violin? How
Yeah.
you come up with a piano? But that's a gift. That's a
Yeah.
gift. That's somewhere else, and they just gave it to you.
Yeah,
Gave you
exactly.
that recipe. You know.
That's kind of cool. So you inspiration from music, nature,
Mhm.
and people. Have you
Yes.
ever got to meet any of these celebrities or people that you got to paint?
Yeah. I'm at Top Dog
Oh
from
wow.
CDE Entertainment. Um, yeah, get Top Dog on the phone. It's so I painted him at Nipsey Hussle's old middle school. So they all went to the same middle school, which is Markham Middle School. I got a call to do from this guy from New Zealand. His name's Lil Moosey. He's an artist. He's a musical artist, and he has a nonprofit organization called Bread. And yeah, he saw my artwork and he really liked it. So he just said, "Hey, I want you to paint a mural over here. Nobody's making any money off of it, but you can come through." It ended up being Nipsey Hussle's old middle school. I was like, "I'm there." He was like, "Yeah, I saw your other Nipsey Hussle mural that you painted." I was like, "Yeah, that mural's on Slauson and Fourth. So that's where Nipsey Hussle used to sell weed at on that corner." And then he opened a dispensary like in that building until like eventually he bought the Marathon, uh, the Plaza, and yeah, yeah, that's where I met Top Dog. This other guy named Irvin Pope, which is a really good friend. He's a really cool dude. Like So he produced some of our favorite albums, Graduation of Kanye West, um, Jay-Z's album. I forget which one it was. It's when he's like, what is that? I don't know why I can't think of this album right now. But he's got like this like all smoky. It's like black and white and stuff like that. He's looking like, I don't know. But yeah, so Jay-Z, The Game, Brandy, Janet Jackson. Um, he produced um, Neo. Let's
Oh
see,
wow.
50 Cent. A whole bunch more. I can't remember. Nipsey Hussle too. Um, yes, there's so many folks that he don't work with and produce. Yeah, he also did the soundtrack for Friday, the movie Friday.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a classic.
yeah.
Yeah.
We call him EP, but his name's Irvin Pope. Yeah, he's real cool. He's definitely a legend. He's doing his thing, working on. Every time I go back to LA, I try to link up with him.
Oh, that's cool.
I painted a mural in his studio too. Um, yes, and another legend is his name's Sticks, um, in LA, and yeah, he runs a bunch of nonprofits out there. He's also a musical artist too, raps and everything. Really positive. He's got a really good message, and he be helping out. Like I've never seen anybody so involved in this community. I think he's out in New York giving out food right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's all about that. And like everybody knows him. Like he can get Snoop Dogg on the phone. Everybody. Another person is Big U. I painted him and I got to meet him. Um, I met Usher, but I didn't paint Usher.
Oh, that's
We
cool.
debated. We debated on painting him because my homie Devo, he's like one of the main security guys out there. Um, he does security mostly for Wiz Khalifa and all the people who basically check in LA. Because if you don't check in LA, then and if you're like a big well-known artist and stuff, there's a good chance you're gonna get robbed or shot like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, anytime you check in with Big U or you check in with Snoop or Devo. So Devo, he saw me painting outside and he was like, "Hey, I need you to come paint my shop." I was like, "All right." Like, "What number?" He's like in the middle of traffic, so I was yelling across the street. He's like paused in the middle of the road. Nobody cares. They're just like, was driving around. I'm like, "Welcome to LA. I love LA." So I was like, guys gave him my number. He hits me up like 2 days after, and I'm painting the shop. I didn't even know
Oh,
who he was. And then,
that's
so,
crazy.
oh, do you ever watch the Boondocks?
Oh, I used to. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
The
a R.
cartoon,
Kelly.
huh?
Yeah, there's like the R. Kelly's in court and stuff like that. You ever watch that
I
episode?
didn't see that one.
Well, so Riley's getting in front of the camera and stuff like that, and he's like, "I like to give a shout out to my homie Depot and stuff like that." So
Oh,
that was because him and the creator of Boondocks were like really tight. So,
oh,
like
that's cool.
they were tight, like when he was doing when Boondocks was in the newspapers and stuff back in the day. And yeah, so I ended up he was like the guy to know, man. Like he's like a really good brother to me now too.
Well, your art kind of spoke for itself. You know what I mean? As people see it, it's kind of easy to get inspired or drawn and be like, "Oh, I need that guy to do something for me."
Yeah, I try to,
Especially if you're on the building doing it at the time.
yeah, for real.
Ah, that's blessings from God, bro. That's what my mom would say, divine alignment, like opportunity. You know what I mean?
Miss preparation. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. She's definitely right.
So on island, what kind of art can we see other than Kualoa and that mural?
So I do do art for T Presso too. That's pretty popular amongst like the younger kids. What is the generation under us called? What is that?
I don't know. X, J, I don't know.
He's, I don't know.
Millennials, I don't. I have no idea.
I was
Annoying.
all the people in high school, they can't go to the clubs, so they go to the boba tea spots and stuff like that. So they go there, they play their board games, they flirt with their little boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff like
Yeah,
that. That's what they do. So I paint. Yeah, I paint mostly all of this. There's a few of them I haven't painted, but yeah, T Presso.
that's
They
cool.
they really gave me a chance with the 3D artwork as far as like turning their place out because I always had the skill. I studied the skill during COVID and before a little bit before COVID, and I mastered it like on my front porch. I just erased it and then did it again, and erased it again, and and yeah, so they gave me like full creative control to paint up their spot, and man, that came out so well. Like
That's the one with the whales and everything.
that's the one with the well.
Yeah, dude, I see that. I was blown away. Like
And
couple
thank you.
angles that those things look like they're in there with you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, my neck was killing me after that because I had to paint that. There was a sea turtle up on the ceiling. I had to paint it. It
Oh,
was great.
how long did that take?
That's 6 days, I think. But
Man.
they're like 8 hours. Two of them were like 12. I try to do like 12 hours a day. But yeah, I started getting problems because apparently under the rules for Ala Moana is like you can't be having the door open while you're doing some type of construction work or something like that during business hours.
Oh,
Like that did not really work with what I was doing. So,
oh yeah, the fumes you must be getting high.
well, I use a I use a water based type of paint,
Oh, okay, okay.
but all those microparticles in the air is not good for you at all. So I was
Definitely
masked
not.
up, but I was like hot and like sticky from the paint just falling on me and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah.
But
You
if I had the door,
sneeze out blue and shit.
yeah, I would. Because you can't get it all. I didn't have one of those respirators that I should have had on. Because what happens is, um, so if you breathe in the paint, so the paint, all them, it sticks to you, it goes down and boom, sticks to your lungs, right? And over time, after you breathe and breathe, after it dries up, they cause like little rips in your lung.
Oh,
And then when those heal up, well, you tightening up your lungs now. Now you're trying to breathe. Now you can fall victim to heart attacks and like easier and stuff like that. Especially if like you're not keeping up with your like cholesterol is low. If your cholesterol's high,
you better wear a respirator then.
and strokes and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what happened. So wear a mask and
Yeah,
respirator.
for
Don't be like
sure.
dead. So,
So what's gonna be your next project?
I am thinking about. I've been wanting to paint scissor out here. Scissor. I think I'm just gonna paint him the same spot where I painted DJ Khaled. I'm just gonna paint scissor because that's just a practice wall up on the tennis courts up there.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm just gonna keep practicing up there. But scissor, she got a house out here though,
Oh yeah?
and yeah, so Top Dog. It's harder to reach DJ Khaled
Oh
because
yeah.
I have nobody who's connected with him besides Top Dog. But if it ain't benefiting him, what's the point?
Yeah.
like naturally, you know. So I was thinking, I was like, well, Scissors on that album, like I'm playing Mastermind. Well, Scissors on that album, that DJ Khaled album, or
Yeah.
Future, it's called Beautiful. Then I can forward it, after I get done with it, I can forward the video over to Top Dog. Boom, send him that. And then he can show it to SZA. SZA lives in Hawaii. SZA's gonna see
Oh,
DJ Khaled one that I did before.
tag him.
And then,
Yeah.
boop,
Yep.
try to make
Painting in
those.
New York next week.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully, man. I really want to change my client base to a little bit more higher.
Hey
East,
man,
yeah.
you taking the steps and you have the skill, and yeah, when you're the artist to the stars, you better still yet come back on my show.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I haven't been on too many podcasts,
That's
so
cool, man. Yeah, and I feel like with social media, it's
mm,
obtainable. Like anybody can be
yeah,
reached anywhere as long as they just got to take a peek. And your Instagram, like the work and art you shown on there, like I was in the we're in I was in the sauna, and then when I came out, because you added me, I'm looking at your stuff, I'm like, whoa, like I spent a while just looking. I was like, bro, this guy is action. He has some talent.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Cause I always hear, oh yeah, I do graffiti, or oh I tattoo. I'm like, oh, right on. And it's like, oh
Yeah,
no, this guy is real. This guy is like legit. But
yeah.
have you ever thought of like doing tattoos?
No, I don't think I plan on doing that anytime soon. Like, it's just because like it's so neck breaking, man. Like, I the first apprenticeship that I did have for tattooing was at House of Ink in Kailua. I think it's Q's shop, but I was up under E, and I just wasn't like I thought about getting into it, and I was like, man, it's just neck breaking, man. If something's gonna be hurting on my body, it better be the whole body, not just my neck, especially my neck.
Yeah.
You know, at least when I was painting that ceiling, it was my back and my neck, but not just that piercing neck pain. That's why I stopped
Yeah.
drawing on paper,
Oh.
on the table, and stuff like that.
Oh, so you don't even do like painting, like small things.
Well, I don't paint. Like I don't draw on
Mm.
paper and stuff like that no more. I can paint in canvas like this though,
Oh,
because at
okay.
least you know,
Yeah,
perspective
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Uh, but yeah, no, I can't do it.
So you have kids, do are they are artistically inclined like you?
Yeah, every one of them, they
Oh
they
wow.
they just want to be like daddy. They want to paint everything. They literally have paint everywhere. They have paint all over the walls.
That's cool. You must let them go at it too.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no holding back. They can get as messy as they want with the
That's
paint
cool.
stuff like that. Yeah, they have like they have the opportunity to do so. So no, why not?
Yep, you can be their inspiration. I mean,
As
you already
long as
are.
as long as I have money for the water bill when I whip out the pressure washer, we good.
Yep. Shoot, man. Well, we've been going for about an hour. I do appreciate you for coming on my show. I have not spoken to an artist before, and
Like, oh,
yeah, you're
okay.
you're perfect, and your inspiration wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought it would be from the mainland, from the streets, but when you said the farm and nature, I wasn't expecting that to be like one of your main inspirations. So for me, that was
Yeah.
kind of cool to hear. That was kind of cool to hear about.
Hey, right
Something
on.
different. Well, man, Instagram, where can people find you?
People can find me at TEHRELL _Porter _designs. It's TEHRELL underscore Porter, like the beer or the paint, and designs.
And you have a website?
Not really.
That's right.
It's crap. My wife made it a long time ago. We don't even mess with it anymore.
Instagram says it all, bro. It has all your art on there. So if you guys want to see awesome art and hire this guy to paint something or any kind of business opportunity, like that's where you should go. Just look at his art and it'll speak for itself.
Thank you. I just
Right
started a
on.
TikTok too,
Oh
and it's
no. You can be with the ring light dancing and shit. No.
oh no, well, I'm not doing all that. They're gonna have to pay me. If you ever see me TikTok dancing, they done pay me some money. Okay.
I hope I don't see that, bro. But at least I know you're getting paid.
Right.
Okay,
We'll
and for
organize
us, yeah, for sure. For us, you can find us on Above the Bridge podcast on Instagram, YouTube, atbpod.com, and on Facebook. Also, you can find me Thaddy Daddy High on Instagram. All right, man. Well, I hope to see you in the gym soon, Brad. That was cool. It's always cool to meet cool people, and yeah, it was random, and yeah, now you're on my show, and I got to appreciate your art, so that was super cool.
Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this.
Right on. Well, shakas for the cameras.
All right now.
All right, man. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.